Have you ever heard of a scenario where the only constant is change? This puzzling statement is an example of a paradox, a concept that, despite sounding contradictory or even absurd, can reveal profound truths. Paradoxes are like intellectual riddles. They challenge our understanding of the world and push the boundaries of our thinking. Take the paradox of constant change, for instance. It suggests that while everything around us is continuously evolving, the one thing that remains the same is the fact that change is inevitable. It's a bit of a mind-bender, isn't it? This paradox introduces us to the idea that stability and change are not always opposites, but can coexist in the same reality. Paradoxes are more than just clever wordplay. They're thought-provoking and deeply fascinating, inviting us to explore the complexities of our universe. So buckle up, and let's dive into some of the most fascinating paradoxes that exist. Ever wondered what would happen if you could prevent your grandfather from meeting your grandmother? Welcome to the world of the grandfather paradox, a mind-boggling concept that challenges our understanding of time and causality. This paradox is a staple in science fiction and philosophy, and it's been keeping minds busy for years. The paradox goes something like this. Suppose you have a time machine and you travel back to a time when your grandparents were young. If you prevent them from meeting, they would never have your parent, and subsequently, you would never be born. But if you were never born, how could you have traveled back in time to prevent them from meeting in the first place? This creates a loop, a paradox that contradicts itself. It's a classic example of cause and effect turned upside down. The cause, you preventing your grandparents from meeting, would eliminate the effect, your existence. But if the effect doesn't exist, how can the cause? This paradox isn't just a fun thought experiment, it has serious implications for the concept of time travel. It suggests that if time travel were possible, it would have to operate under rules that prevent such paradoxes. Maybe time is a fixed line, unalterable no matter what we do. Or perhaps there are multiple timelines, each branching off with every decision made. It's a mind-bending concept, isn't it? But hold on, we're just getting started. Imagine a ship that had all its parts replaced. Is it still the same ship? This, my friends, is the Ship of Theseus paradox, a thought experiment that delves deep into the concepts of identity and change. Let's set sail on this journey of thought. Picture a ship, the pride of the fleet, the heart of the sea, the vessel of Theseus. Over time, as it braves the rough seas and harsh weather, its wooden parts start to wear and rot. To keep the ship afloat, each decaying component is gradually replaced with a new one. Eventually, every single piece of the original ship has been swapped out. This brings us to our paradox. Is this refurbished vessel still the Ship of Theseus? Philosophers have grappled with this question for centuries. On one hand, we have the argument that the ship retains its identity despite the changes, because it's the form and function, not the material, that defines the ship. On the other hand, some argue that the ship loses its original identity the moment a single part is replaced, so the completely refurbished ship is indeed a different one. This paradox doesn't just apply to ships, but also to us. Our bodies renew cells continuously. Are we the same person we were 10 years ago? Theseus' ship raises profound questions about continuity, identity, and the nature of self. So, is it the same ship or a different one? Something to think about. In a village, there's a barber who shaves everyone who does not shave themselves. So, who shaves the barber? Let's delve into this mind-bending conundrum known as the Barber Paradox. This paradox was first proposed by the British philosopher, logician, and mathematician Bertrand Russell in the early 20th century. It's a puzzle that challenges our understanding of the world and the rules of logic. Imagine a village where a barber makes a rule. He will shave all and only those villagers who do not shave themselves. So, if a villager shaves himself, the barber won't shave him. On the other hand, if a villager doesn't shave himself, the barber will. Now the question arises, who shaves the barber? If the barber shaves himself, he violates his rule because he only shaves those who do not shave themselves. But if he doesn't shave himself, then he must, according to his rule, shave himself. It's a catch-22. This paradox has had a significant impact on set theory and logic. It led to the development of a new branch of logic called paradox theory, which helps to address and solve such contradictions. The Barber Paradox is more than just a quirky thought experiment. It's a testament to the power of self-reference and the unexpected complications it can introduce. So, the next time you're at the barber's, you might want to ponder this. The Barber Paradox, a classic example of self-reference causing a paradox. Can an omnipotent being create a stone so heavy that it cannot lift it? Here's where we delve into the fascinating world of the Omnipotence Paradox. This paradox comes into play when we try to dissect the concept of omnipotence, a term that generally refers to the power of being able to do anything. Now imagine a being that's omnipotent. This being has the ability to create anything, even a stone so heavy that no one could possibly lift it. But here's where the paradox kicks in. If this being is truly omnipotent, it should be able to lift any stone no matter how heavy. Yet by definition, this stone is unliftable. Hence, we're left with a paradoxical situation where an omnipotent being can both lift and not lift the same stone. This paradox raises some intriguing questions about the nature of power and omnipotence. If an omnipotent being can't create a stone it can't lift, does that mean its power is limited? And if it can create such a stone but can't lift it, does that also limit its power? These questions challenge our traditional understanding of omnipotence as an absolute and unlimited power. The Omnipotence Paradox forces us to reconsider our perception of power, and whether it can ever be truly absolute. It breaks down our standard definitions and leaves us with a fascinating puzzle. So can omnipotence be truly absolute? It's a paradox that challenges our understanding of power. Paradoxes, aren't they mind-boggling? We've journeyed through the winding roads of some of the most intriguing paradoxes out there. We've peeked into the perplexing world of the Grandfather Paradox, where time travel can lead to some seriously tricky situations. We've stepped aboard the Ship of Theseus, questioning the very essence of identity and change. We've visited the Barber, who gave us a trim and a dose of logical inconsistency, and we've grappled with the Omnipotence Paradox, challenging the concept of all-powerful entities. These paradoxes, though they may twist our brains into knots, serve a greater purpose. They are tools that help sharpen our critical thinking skills, encouraging us to question, to probe, and to never stop wondering. They remind us that not everything is as straightforward as it seems, and that's perfectly okay. If you enjoyed this journey through paradoxes, don't forget to hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating content.